social media addiction, what it is, and it is very real, and how to overcome it. I realized sometime in late 2022 that I had a social media addiction. And the way that I realized it was one of my social media accounts was hacked. The hackers did something bad on it, and the account that was 14 years old was deleted, shut down. I couldn't access it anymore. I had maxed out the number of friends. I was connected to everybody pretty much that I'd ever known anywhere. People who had seen me speak around the world were there. I had an extra 2,000 followers on top of the 5,000 friend connections that I had. It's huge. Family memories, like all this stuff. I fought very hard to get it back, to no avail, gone. And I had horrifically low vibe feelings over the whole thing. And then I was like, gosh, this isn't my life, or is it? It had gained too much importance in my life. And I realized, holy cow, I've actually helped other people break their social media addiction without realizing that I needed to break my own. My breaking of it happened very quickly and painfully. The Band-Aid got ripped off really quickly, but it took a lot of skin with it. It hurt a whole lot. So today we're going to talk about what actually is social media addiction, what it does to you physically, mentally, and emotionally, and how you can break it on your own terms, and definitely not involving what happened to me. Okay, that sounds good. Stick around. That's what's coming. I recommend that you grab a pen, something to write with, paper, something like that. Take some notes because that'll increase your learning. And then also, before we get started, check and see if you're a subscriber here. And if not, click the subscribe button and the little bell, because we're posting videos like this on all sorts of mental health topics all the time to help you live a happier and low stress life. I'll be right back.
GILD Coaching. More success, less stress.
Social media on the surface helps us to feel more connected with people. I know in my social media accounts, I was connected with people that I knew on a personal basis 20 years ago, and I could still see what's going on in their lives. Like I know their kids' faces and names and all this stuff. Their kids don't have any idea who I am, but I'm seeing their life change. So it feels like I'm a part of their life, but actually social media is really, really harmful. You can lose a few minutes or a few hours to social media. I love the function on my iPhone called Screen Time, and it tells me how much time on average I spent, on my phone on any given day. It gives me that report. I have it set to give it to me once a week. Really, really interesting. And my screen time was pretty high until after the thing happened to me that I described just a little while ago. And at first it was very difficult, very, very, very difficult for me to accept what had happened. But that's when I realized, oh my gosh, I'm having withdrawals. And the reason that I was having withdrawals is because when you log into any social media app, you're doing it because it feels good, right? And when things feel good, your dopamine levels go up. That is a hormone in your body. That it's a feel-good hormone. When you're doing things that feel really good, it's because you have an increase in dopamine. It is one of the reasons that drugs are addictive, because many drugs cause an increase in dopamine. Oh, that drug makes me feel good like this. It's starting to wear off. I'm going to take some more. It's starting to wear off. I'm going to take some more. An addiction. This is the same thing, except instead of a pill, it goes in your mouth, it goes in your eyes, and circulates up in your brain and impacts all of your energy. When your dopamine goes up, it's going to go back down, and then you want to repeat whatever activity caused it to go up. That's how the social media addiction starts. The more you engage with the social media, the more you go back for the dopamine raise, and you don't consciously realize that that's why you're going back. You're like, oh, let me just check on these people. But your subconscious understands we need some more dopamine because that really felt good. Let's go do this worked last time. Let's go get it. The more you engage, the more you have to engage, because the more that you need it, and then poof, all of a sudden, addiction. All right. What does social media addiction end up doing to us? It lowers our self-esteem. It causes a need for us to constantly get affirmation and attention. We all know that Facebook user or that Instagram user that posts things just to get attention from people, just to get comments. And then they just like sit there and love being in their little positivity echo chamber with people telling them how wonderful they are. I know one person who I was connected with. I'm not anymore, but her life, I know it on a personal level, her life is a hot mess. But the PR campaign that she put out there on social media with, a perfect family, which was just really dysfunctional, the pictures that she put out there, and then people would say, oh, you're the best mom. And the truth was she was losing her kids at the time in the court, like big time, like losing them. Oh, you're the best mom, you're the best this, you're the best that. And then when something bad would happen, she'd even put it up there like, oh, this horrible thing happened, poor me, oh, you poor thing. So it lowers our self-esteem because it creates our constant need to get affirmation from the outside. That actually increases our anxiety. And recently we dropped a video about how to lower your stress, lower your anxiety, because stress and anxiety are the #1 cause of disease. So using social media too much reduces your self-esteem and increases your anxiety. It increases your feelings of isolation, and it increases your feelings of loneliness. Why? Because you're not really interacting with people. You're interacting with a thing. And even though you're reading about people, you may as well be reading about a work of fiction, because it's not reality that you're seeing. It's somebody's skewed version of the reality that they want to present, sometimes very skewed, as I just described. This can even begin the development of social anxiety disorder, where people don't know how to interact with each other anymore, where people don't know how to have a conversation and have eye contact. If you notice, younger generations, the children don't make eye contact as easily as we probably did when we were at that point. Maybe you're at that point. Maybe you're much younger than me and you're like, yeah, it really makes me feel uncomfortable when people make eye contact with me. Well, it's because that you haven't grown up with eye contact. And that's unfortunate, because that's a very, very important and powerful way that we connect with each other. Eye contact, looking at each other, gazing into each other's eyes. That is the most powerful energy transfer between two people on a regular basis. That's why too intense of a stare will make you feel uncomfortable, because it's a whole lot of energy that you're receiving. Another thing that a lot of social media usage does to us is it makes us less physical. We're not like running a marathon when we have our phone in our hand and we're like, you're sitting still, you're not doing anything, which makes your health quality go down. It also hurts our real relationships, because somewhere inside of our conscious brain, we've tricked ourselves into thinking that reading about people and seeing what they posted on social media helps us to deepen our relationships, but there's no deeper relationship development there. So it actually hurts our connectivity. I remember years ago, I think, 10 years ago, I posted a whole lot about my daughter, who's now 15, which is, I was thinking, how old was she? About 5. I posted a whole lot about her online. She's always been really funny, said funny things. And some people just followed me, and some people in my real life would follow me, and like, they would say things to her like, oh, you're so funny. And she'd be like, oh my God, who are you? Like, these people had a false sense of a relationship with my daughter because of reading about her, like you would read about a celebrity or whatever. She was kind of like, had her own little celebrity status among people who knew me in real life, who I didn't interact with enough for her to actually know them. So it gives you a false sense of the depth of relationships that you actually have. And we are social creatures and we need social interaction. That's very unhealthy as well. And it also reduces our ability to experience true empathy with each other, because one of the elements necessary for empathy is actual human interaction. And doing this, scrolling, is not actual human interaction. Okay, so now you know about social media addiction. You might realize that maybe you should be using a little bit less. Maybe you're not addicted, but you might be on the road there, and you know what it does that is harmful to you. So how do you break social media addiction if that is your issue? Okay, I have several different elements. You don't have to employ all of them, but I have several different elements. If you've got a pen and some paper, take notes so that you can just write them down, look at them and be like, hey, what would work best for me? And that would be great. So number one, a really easy way is to take the apps off your smartphone. I know a lot of people are like, well, I can't really be on Instagram if it's not on my smartphone because it works with the pictures on my smartphone. Okay. again, that one might not work for you, but I know that Facebook is very interactive on their computer desktop. And if you on their desktop version or their laptop version, the computer version, web version, you could take that one off. That one doesn't require, it's kind of a little bit of a different animal. Oh, well, I mean, the whole purpose of Snapchat is that it's on my Snap. Okay, all right. Maybe that one's not for you, but removing the apps from your smartphone, that's like really ripping the Band-Aid off. Okay. Number 2 is set some limits for yourself with your phone. I won't have my phone turned on, or I'll put it on do not disturb, or I won't have it next to me, or I'll leave it in my purse when I am eating meals, when I am at work, when I am enjoying one-to-one time with different humans in real life. In real life is a big deal here. So set yourself some limits and then stay true to them, because you know that it's going to serve you and your higher purposes of connecting when you do. And especially at meals, if you ever find yourself overeating, stop eating when you're distracted. I'm talking about any screen. Just focus on your food. Have gratitude for your food. Breathe, smell it, enjoy it. When you're working, you don't want all those distractions anyway. You'll get your work done faster and with better attention if you're not constantly being interrupted by ding, 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 this update, this update, this update. That's not going to bring you success in the long run. And definitely when you're one-to-one with people, one of the things that I hate seeing the most is when I'm out, like at a restaurant or something, and I see a couple at their table and both people are like this. And I'm like, no, put it down, like talk to each other, look at each other. And I use my phone a lot and I love taking pictures on here. And yes, I'm on Instagram, at Dr. Jane Official, if you want to follow me, or GILD Coaching at GILD Coaching. So we've got these things, but am I constantly on there? No. When I had that one social media account shut down because of hackers, one of my family members, my extended family members, my aunt, she was like, are you okay? I'm not hearing from you anymore. I'm like, you weren't hearing from me anyway. You were reading my feed. That's what I mean. She had this impression that we were having a deepening relationship. No, just because she knows what's going on in my life does not mean that our relationship was getting deeper. I adore her. She's one of my favorite people on earth, but that told me, hey, you need to pick up the phone and call this person. She doesn't live anywhere close to me. So you need to pick up the phone and call this person, maybe go visit. All right, another idea. So take the apps off your smartphone. That's a big one. Limit yourself during certain specific activities. Meals, work, one-to-one time, an hour before bed. I'm not going to take my phone into the bathroom with me, just different things like that. Just some trigger activities, like I'm going to leave it here and walk away. Number 3, take a vacation from it. If you want to go take a real vacation, go do that. It's great for you. But take a vacation from your smartphone, like 2 or 3 days. And I realize if you're a parent, you're like, I can't do that. Okay, fine. Turn off notifications from anything that wouldn't apply unless you still had the old flip phone where you could only talk or text. Okay, turn off all the notifications or put all of the icons in one folder, not on the main page, so that you're not going to go there for 72 to 96 hours. That's 3 to 4 days. You can also set a timer. Number 4, set a timer or set limits for yourself. Like, okay, I know that I'm on Facebook too much. And so I'm not going to go on Facebook between the hours of 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. I can be on Facebook before 10 a.m. and I can be on Facebook between 4 and 6 p.m. Something like that. Maybe not that wide. Maybe you can say I can only check Facebook between noon and 1 or whatever, but set a timer, set limits for yourself. We need limits. Find a new hobby that doesn't have anything to do with technology. Start knitting, crochet, paint, garden, run, work out. Find something that's physical that doesn't involve technology. And the last one, be very, very intentional with setting up one-to-one in-person activities. And if you say, well, I don't really know anybody where I live, I don't really have any friends here, I don't really have any family here, I'll say, I'm jealous. Look at all of the opportunity for one-to-one interaction you can explore with all these people in this place that you have the benefit of living, and you don't even know them yet. So I would say, even for you, the world is your oyster. Those things can help you break the addiction to social media without harming your overall mindset. And it can help you to overcome that in a way that increases your health, increases your vitality, increases your vibe, and helps you to be more successful. And another benefit of reducing your exposure here is you're going to have better sleep and better health. So it's good all around for you. If this has been of any help to you, give me a thumbs up. And don't forget, if you didn't already, hit that subscribe button and the little bell so that you'll get notifications the next time we drop a video like this to help you live a happier and more successful life. See you next time.